So much. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, everybody at home. We're talking about entertainment, the latest in headlines.
And we're hearing about celebrities, maybe saying the wrong things, things that they're not informed about. Well, this is the latest one. We've got Evangeline Lilly. She's facing backlash over refusing to self-isolate during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, she was, of course, formerly from Lost, the Ant-Man and Wasp star, and she's taken a stand against self-quarantining during this pandemic. She posted a photo of her morning tea, quotes, on Instagram and said it was business as usual as she dropped her children off at their activities. Her caption, just dropped my kids off at gymnastics camp. They all wash their hands before going in. They're playing and laughing, business as usual. I got a lot of questions from people online saying why her kids were actually still going to that gymnastics camp. She responded with saying that her concern, saying that she's living with her father, who has stage 4 leukemia. He's also, and she said, I'm immune compromised at the moment. Some people value their lives over freedom, and some people value freedom over their lives. We all make our choices.
So, of course, everybody's saying Vanessa Hudgens is so grateful that she came forward, because now everybody's talking about how she's being tone deaf when the rest of the world is doing what they can to make sure there's a limited amount of transmissions happening so that hospitals can keep up, which is the goal, is for everyone, including herself and her dad with these compromising immune
and then
systems.
She went on to talk about conspiracy theories with it. She's like, there's something every election year, and she said it's a simple respiratory flu. So not being very responsible, especially with her elderly father fighting leukemia at the same time. So
she's getting a ton of clapback on Twitter.
Yeah, and speaking of Lost, another alumni from Lost, Dae Kim, is the latest celeb to test positive for coronavirus. He also calls out Trump for racism. Now, he was doing a TV series, where he plays a doctor treating patients in a flu pandemic. That filming was halted due to the outbreak, and he flew home to Hawaii, but started feeling symptoms towards the end of the flight. He's self-quarantined, and he put out a video as well. Do we have that video? Okay, let's check out the video where he speaks about this.
Please, please stop the prejudice and senseless violence against Asian people. Randomly beating elderly, sometimes homeless Asian Americans is cowardly, heartbreaking, and it's inexcusable. Yes, I'm Asian, and yes, I have coronavirus, but I did not get it from China. I got it in America, in New York City. And despite what certain political leaders want to call it, I don't consider the place where it's from as important as the people who are sick and dying. If I did, I would call this thing the New York virus, but that would be silly, right?
Great points there, because he's alluding to when Trump called it the China virus, right? So that's Dae Kim talking about that, and he is taking the steps he needs to do to self-isolate and be quarantined for the next little while as well.
Let's get into some music news and some lighter news.
Yes, so let's go. 2 albums dropped today. First one is from The Weeknd, and this is called After Hours. It's his 4th studio album. This one is great. This track right here is called In Your Eyes. It is typical Weeknd fashion. I listened to it last night right when it dropped. It's great. I'm proud of Abel. He's always putting out good music. It is reminiscent of House of Balloons, a lot of the album, but there are some more up-tempo tracks. You want something more up-tempo, more fun? Colors from J Balvin.
That's the one?
Yeah, it was supposed to drop later on in the month, but he dropped it last night. And this is fantastic. This album is so good. He's just doing different colors. Yellow, blue, purple, green. All the colors. Red, you're getting them all. The album is called Colors.
All the colors. Perfect for the first day of spring. Great tunes to keep you going. Beautiful. And we're going to leave you with that as we go to break.
Yes.